GCU Esports is all about creating community and being great. And so a lot of the changes that we make and made in this past year are all in the pursuit of that. We not only changed our coaching structure, we not only changed the teams that we have at GCU Esports at the varsity level, but we also changed our focus in competition. So now we don't have 5 scholarship rosters, we don't have 5 coaches, we have 1 coach and we have 2 rosters. And instead of competing in the NECC and CECC and ECAC, we now only compete in the Mountain West, just like the rest of the schools or teams at GCU. For those of you who may not know, my name is Jay DeShong, and I'm the Director of Esports Operations here at Grand Canyon University, where I've been for about 4 years now. We've been a little above good, I think, consistently for the last 3 or 4 years as it relates to Valorant and especially Rocket League. And we've been obviously building one of the largest in-person esports communities in North America, which is now around 2,000 students. And these changes are trying to bridge the gap between this very large community that we have and these teams that we know are going to be great over time. Specifically, our Rocket League roster, who is playing right now in the fall. They're 4-0, and we're really excited for students to keep showing up and supporting our teams at these watch parties to assist in what we like to call building a physical fandom on college campuses for esports. And within the varsity changes that we made this year, we also made some structure changes to the way that we handle the rosters. We used to do it where it was effectively 5 players or 3 players for Rocket League and Valorant, and somewhere between 1 and 3 folks who would be on the bench. Now we've got effectively 2 full rosters, a starting roster, a bench, and then we also have a practice squad, which for those sports folks out there, you can effectively look at that as a redshirt roster. It's a development roster, and we know, just like a lot of pro teams know, and it's kind of where we get the structure from, that this is going to contribute a lot to the way that we're successful and the ways that we're able to practice that's different from a lot of other universities across the country.
This year, Rocket League tryouts were the largest that they've ever been, with more than 40 different people showing up to compete to be able to make it onto our varsity roster. That competition was fierce. We ended up breaking up into different games and lobbies throughout the tryout, and eventually had to make a cut down to 13 players. After we had those 13 players, we scrimmed some more until we found out who was going to make the final roster of our 9 varsity players for Rocket League. Stepping into this new role as the head coach for not only Rocket League, but all of our different titles, I think that the structure for Rocket League tryouts this year was improved upon. We were able to find different ways to observe and, in a lot of situations, view the skills that these players have and determine who could actually make a roster that's going to be competitive on the national level.
The competition was pretty good. It probably surprised me a little bit because previous years, we have a lot less competition. We kind of already know coming in who's going to be part of the team. But this year, there's quite a bit of good outliers. A lot of people that came in that I didn't know about and surprised me. And so it's pretty fun. And I think that's why I like this year a lot more. But I'd say my role as tryouts was beginning was just making sure that everyone's games were on and just kind of going off of that and just watching everyone and picking out who I like and how they were, not only as a player, but also as a person.
We obviously had a great team last year. We were able to make it to May Madness, and improving upon that is going to take a lot. With a few of our players graduating last year, the roster is going to look a little different. But with that, we're excited for being able to build upon that roster that we had before and potentially be able to reach higher heights. Oh, Bean Boy.
Year 4, baby. Let's go.
Welcome back, Bean Boy.
It's good to be back. For me, it's a little emotional because it's oh yeah. I mean, I've brought up last year, it was my last year, but some class changes happened basically to where I actually had to extend my degree. So going to the last tryouts is kind of cool, and it's kind of cool to see how the young guns are going to pick it up. There's a lot of freshmen this year. I mean, I think we did a show of hands out front of the esports arena, and there was 8 freshmen coming in that wanted to play for Rocket League, and I thought that was super cool. I thought I remember being in that 3 years ago. That's just so cool that they can come in and play and have a chance at making the varsity team. So I'm just stoked. I'm happy to see a lot of the people that might be joining the squad.
The competition was definitely next level. I think that was probably the hardest tryout I've had in I would say years. Yeah, maybe even ever, because everyone was like at the same level and everything was just so tough. I think it'd just be a really tough decision, and it's just gonna, everyone just performs so well.
There are definitely some good players and better players than me. I had no clue what to expect because I've always solo queued and never really played on an actual team. So I came here as a pretty high rank, but no expectations of what to actually see. I've been sitting at Grand Champ 30, just pretty much solo queue. I have a couple friends that play there, but most of the time just playing by myself, not really calming. So playing on a full team where I have to hard calm everything, I've done it before, but I'm not great at it. So that was interesting to learn, but I think I did pretty good. People were saying that the comms were all right. So the tryouts were pretty fun. I thought they were interesting. Definitely something I've never done since I've never competed. I know a lot of these other players have been playing on orgs or other teams for years. And so they've been traveling for Rocket League. I've always just been playing at my house on high ping, trying to figure it out. So I think it was a pretty fun experience to connect with some people. And let's go Lopes.
Esports on 3. 1, 2, 3, esports!
Going into the year, the expectation is to be great. There's nothing that we will accept that's less than that. We have continued to instill an accountability culture that has morphed into a no excuse culture. There is no excuses from leadership, from student leaders, and especially not players as a result. And so as we continue to build out this culture of accountability, one step at a time, brick by brick, every single day, I know and we expect that we will only continue to be great and greater in the ways that we always have. And the expectation for the Rocket League team is not only that they win the Mountain West, and it's not only that they get out of groups, but it's also that we finally crack that top 4 bracket and maybe even come out with a national championship at the end of it. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. This has been yet another episode of our Passes to Perfection documentary series that we've been running for about 3 years now. If you've been following along, we want to say thank you. And if you haven't, we hope you choose to stick around for the ride. Hopefully, this gives you an idea of who GCU Esports is, what we do, and it gives you a clear understanding that we are much bigger than gaming. Also, Jacob, throw some light in your hand or something. Or some fire, or some flames, or some light beams, or cannons, I don't know. Make me an X-Man. Thanks for watching. That was good.
Are you allowed to say if you had like any players specifically that caught your eye?
Sure.
Yeah, I guess. Were there any standout players during the tryouts?
No.
Okay.
My fault.
You're allowed to say it. You just didn't have to.
I just don't have it.